On tonight's episode, we talk about the Suicide Squad.
And other pop culture news. We just saw the Suicide Squad by James Gunn. And what did you think?
I really enjoyed it.
It was fun. It was really fun. James Gunn brought some of his style to the Suicide Squad. And of course, the Suicide Squad had their own style. Not only from the previous movie, but also from the source material, from the books. The story is pretty simple, and I don't think you're going to spoil anything. Because, the premise is these are super villains. These are people with incredible abilities, but they're bad guys. And they are recruited by the United States through a black agency. Is that what they're called? Black
Ops.
Black Ops agency, led by Amanda Waller, Viola Davis. Similar plot to the original movie. And they so this agency recruits these criminals. They are in prison in Belle Reve in Louisiana, this prison for super powerful beings, and she offers them a deal. She's the devil and she has a devilish deal. She offers them, I give you
time off your sentence
if you do this mission for us. And it's called Suicide Squad because the missions are pretty suicidal, and if they die or if they get caught, the government, the United States, will deny knowledge of them.
Yeah, they'll disavow, like Mission Impossible.
Yes,
like, we have nothing to do with this.
Yes, Task Force X is their code name, and to prevent them from escape, they have explosives in their heads. So they go to do those crazy missions, and in this one,
and if they step out of line, Amanda Waller's got this panel of switches, and she can detonate those
pull
explosives
them from anywhere in the
anytime.
planet. Yeah. So there you have it. The story is that they go on a mission, and they have a lot of characters that some are developed, some are not. And so the story is pretty simple. The plot is pretty simple. But what did you like about it?
Okay, well, let's right here make our spoiler alert.
Okay.
I feel like this was really no holds barred. They announced a huge cast. Not just in quantity, but also in quality. Lots of big names. And big names, but also familiar and beloved names like Nathan Fillion and Taika Waititi and Michael Rooker.
Well, Fillion, for one, Fillion he's always there when James Gunn is there. He was on both Guardians of the Galaxy.
True.
In super minor roles. I think on the second one he's just a poster, right? He's a movie poster.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's back in the 80s when what's his bucket?
Peter?
Star-Lord Peter. What's his last name?
Peter Quill.
When Quill's mother is dating Eagle, the monster planet, or whatever. They walk by a movie theater and there's a poster of Fillion. It's something the Conan the Conqueror or something really. Yeah, in the first one he was a prisoner. A prisoner at the prison.
Yes, that I remember.
Yeah.
But.
So, Fillion is always there for a little bit, so it was not a surprise that he didn't stick around.
Yeah, so that's the thing. The beginning, it's just, what a way to begin a movie. Big cast, all these cool characters show up. They've been, hyping and publicizing these characters for, over a year now. And within, 2 minutes, before the opening credits, they're all dead. Horribly, violent, but also, macabrely hilarious.
Including,
deaths.
If anything, a surprise was a main character from the first movie, Captain Boomerang, also died at the beginning. And it's not clear if, I guess it is because it's clear on the trailers, but it's not clear if Harley Quinn and Rick Flag will survive that initial mass collective death. But yeah, so pretty much everybody dies.
Yeah, so right off the bat, you could like anything goes in this movie, which I think is very appropriate for the subject material for Suicide Squad. Like, the rules don't apply. Like, we're gonna do whatever we want. And James Gunn did say he had a ton of freedom, and Warner Brothers, they gave him some notes, but really he got to make this movie the way he wanted to, and yeah. And it shows. But yeah, that beginning, just like big beginning, and it never slowed down from there.
Yeah, Warner Bros. That's how they lure you, you know.
Yes.
So they give you all the freedom in the first movie.
Here, have a budget, have cool source material, do your thing.
They did that to Snyder, and then later it's like, no, we hate you. You can do what we want. So James Gunn is in the beginning. He's in love. He's dating, in the dating phase. You know, so it's all flowers and niceties,
chocolates.
Yes, but let's see if he's gonna keep the freedom he has. But if anything, in one level or another, DC has directors, and the directors direct. Yeah, meaning they do have the freedom that on the Marvel side, you know, all the movies kind of the same, the same pace, same editing. The story is pretty much the same. The comedy is the same. It's like you can't tell. Like, oh, this one was directed by James Gunn. Oh, this was directed by Taika Waititi. Oh, this was directed by the Russos. No, they're kind of all the same, because it's like it's producer cinema. You know, Kevin Feige does this thing that everything goes through him. He, you know, has a motherboard with the timelines of the Marvel Universe, and he's the watcher. Yeah. So, what else? Let me see. What else do you have to say about that?
Gosh, I mean, the
cast that survives is spectacular.
Yes.
We have one John is his name Joel Kinnaman back, and he does what he does well, as he did in the first one. Yeah. His girlfriend doesn't come back. But
so this version of Flag is a little bit more relaxed, a little bit less like.
But it's because he's
my girlfriend. Yes. And this time he gets to be like Colonel of the Suicide Squad. He's a little more.
He's less involved. In the first one, he was deeply romantically involved. You know, like the love of his life was in danger and all that. But so he's back. Margot Robbie is back. Jay, what's his name? Jay. Captain Boomerang was Jay.
I don't remember his name, but he didn't last very long.
It's Jay, but yeah, he's back, but he died. Yeah. We have one Idris Elba as, you know, the leader of the team.
Bloodsport.
We have Stallone voicing King Shark, and he does. It's really well. The character is he does this. I was saying earlier that he did to King Shark what he did to Groot. He created this gigantic, strong creature, but, you know, there's very lovable, you know, even though they're all bad guys.
And that's an interesting thing about both Suicide Squad films, like, and about the Suicide Squad in general. Like, these are horrible people. They've done horrible things. But in these movies, they manage, this one in particular, they managed to write them and show us, like, you care about them. You love, like, you're a monster, but, gosh, nobody loved you when you were a kid. And he does a good job of, like, making us really care about them. Like,
on this one more than in the other, you know, because you have Ratchet 2 with the relationship with her father. We have even Polka Dot Man. We have that he was manipulated by his mother, genetically manipulated by his mother to have superpowers. So he and his siblings. So he hates her. And of course there's Harley. You know, if there's a villain made to be loved and to be is Harley Quinn. She was created originally for the animation, for Batman Adventures animation, and the character was so captivating, was so charismatic that jumped from a TV animation, and it was, even nowadays it's sort of unlikely, but back in the day, cross-media, transmedia, this type of thing was like unthinkable. But she jumped from the animation made for TV, completely disconnected from the books. She made her debut in the books, and became a regular character, became big, become an independent character from the Joker.
Yeah, she's got her own.
And finally, she became. She made the movies, and so if there's a character, there's impossible not to like is Harley Quinn.
And they showed her growth in this one in cool ways. She's by no means like the center of this one. She kind of like pops up here and there, sort of, but she's important, but she's not like the main focus. Anyway, but they showed her growth from the first one and Birds of Prey really nicely. Like you can see like details of her costume. Like she's got this jacket that says "Live Fast, Die Clown." There's a tattoo on her shoulder that in the first one said "Property of Joker," but now there's a cover up and it says "Property of No One." So there's things like that like details like that show how she's progressed, how she's evolving. She's back to the black and red.
And even though, just since we're talking about Harley's, even though it was comments by the director and some other people saying that this is not a sequel, this isn't a reboot, but it's a sequel.
It doesn't ignore the first one. It's not
No, it's a sequel. It connects not only to the original Suicide Squad, but also connects to Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or Birds of Prey and the Harley Quinn, whatever. When she arrives, Boomerang says like, "Hey, you're back in jail. How?" And then she explains she had a problem with
she's like, "I have road rage," or something like that.
Road rage in a bank,
maybe,
or in the police department. Something I think was something from Birds of Prey. Something that she did. I mean, either way, if it was in the car, if it was in the bank, she did both. Yeah, both that.
It's not really a huge surprise that she would end up back in jail.
We have John Cena as a
Peacemaker,
and the character is completely changed from the books. The books, he is a peacemaker. He is a loud, crazy. He's sort of Spider-Man, but saves the day, shooting people. I remember when I was a kid. I wish I could find that book. It would be impossible to find. But he is a Checkmate book, and Checkmate is like the super spy group that deals with terrorists. They're still around, but Check is a Checkmate book, and they are on a mission, and they're trying to keep things down and quiet to solve the mission. And then comes Peacemaker screaming freedom and shooting. But by all means, he was a minor hero. Not a bad guy. In this one, they made him a bad guy right from the beginning, which was fun to see Peacemaker. But I mean, some of the characterization of the character was kind of like, I don't know if in the show he's gonna get a HBO Max show. I don't know if the show they're gonna give him enough backstory to justify. Maybe he was like imprisoned.
See his like development from.
Yeah, but even the fact that Peacemaker in the books, he used non-lethal weapons is like, in this one he kills like.
This one is lethal.
Yeah, he kills and flips the other guy. But he was great for the role.
He was, honestly. I think this is my favorite performance from John Cena. This is the first time I thought I haven't seen him as like a pro wrestler trying to make it on the big screen. This is the first time I've seen him. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
He's an actor. This is hilarious.
No, it was funny.
He did well. Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't have to apologize to China. Yeah.
Yeah. There were a couple moments that were like, okay, we've seen this before. Like Idris Elba's character and his character arc is basically Deadshot from the first one. And originally they were thinking to have Idris Elba recast Will Smith or recast Deadshot with Idris Elba, just because Will Smith had scheduling conflicts and couldn't film this one. But they decided to go with Bloodshot so that Bloodsport, so that they can bring back Deadshot later on. I'm gonna stop saying these names because I'm gonna keep getting mixed up.
Which for me was like right in the beginning. For me, it was a kind of a disappointing like in the ride. It's like, how are they gonna give him the same backstory, the whole daughter thing? I don't know if you're gonna change, at least make it a son, or I don't know. But no, there was the exact same thing, and yeah.
Which. Again, this is one of those things, like, it was done so well, it was performed so well, like, I'm not really mad about it. It was just like, okay, we've done that before.
Yeah.
And then Harley has this great scene where she's been imprisoned. Well, actually, boy, she has a journey. The sketchy president kind of captures her and says, like, actually, I want to marry you. And then she kills him because she's like, I have terrible taste in men, and so I promised myself I'd watch for red flags. And boy, you've got some red flags. So she kills him, and then she's imprisoned, and she finally breaks herself out. But then there's this great sequence as she like fights her way through a series of guards, like room to room, different guards, different weapons, and all this stuff. We basically saw that in Birds of Prey when she breaks into the police station, but it was such a cool sequence. I'm not mad about it. But the whole time I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is.
But not only in the show, in the animation, but in the books, it's like that's what I want to see Harley do, like beating the crap out of bad guys, and you know, and save the day. I mean, maybe not save the day, save her day. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
But then there was this cool thing, and you mentioned this as we were leaving. At the very end of that sequence, they add animation, like 2D animation. So she's like with machine guns or something, and we suddenly see this field of flowers behind her, just flowers everywhere. And
instead of
streaming through,
instead of blood splatting from the guys, it's like
flowers, and then as she kills everyone, these like little birds, animated birds appear, and when it was just the flowers, I was like, oh, this is a fun visual. But then when the birds showed up, I was like, oh, we're seeing what Harley's seeing. Remember, she's insane.
Yeah.
And she's probably off her meds, just like in the first one. And so it was a cool way to show us.
Yeah.
And remind us, like, who Harley is.
Yes. Yeah, we have Peter Capaldi is there too, but unfortunately he doesn't scream F words against anyone.
Everybody else did.
He's pretty chill.
Yeah.
It's action packed. It's really fun. I think the third act there's some it drags a little bit some moments, but it's still not a big deal. It still works. It's still. Very, very entertaining movie. The critics are loving it. I honestly can't tell why, because the movie is good. It's really good.
Why do the critics like it too? It doesn't make sense.
Because usually the critics, like Rotten Tomatoes and all the places where people give scores, like usually the critics hate it, and this one is not much different than any other superhero movie that the critics hated. For this one, for some reason, they loved it. I don't know if Warner is trying to pay critics like Disney does. I don't know what's going on, but they loved it. But it's good. It's fun. It's doing huge in the box office. At the beginning of the weekend, it already beat the records.
Nice.
And most likely until the end of the weekend, tomorrow night. It's still gonna put the movie on the top. Guaranteeing more work for James Gunn. They're already talking about, people ask what he's gonna do, what you want to do, but he says like whatever it is gonna be something unexpected. And the guy he's to have the weasel in the movie, it was gosh. It's so it's unexpected. If anything, one time a while ago, asking what character he would be, what character was most like him, like James Gunn, the director and writer. He said it would be Polka Dot Man, and Polka Dot Man is a little bit interesting on this one. In the books, he's ridiculous. On paper, he's ridiculous, and this one he's a little less ridiculous. And that shows the crazy mind, the insane mind of James Gunn.
Well, it paid off, and if we're gonna get more from that mind, I'm fine with this, because like you said, it was entertaining. There was great action. It was very funny. It was like macabre and gross in all the right ways, but it also like had a lot of heart. Yeah. And when you combine all that together, it was great. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. And it fits well, I think, with Birds of Prey, and I'm really enjoying this side of DC, and I hope we get to see more of it.
Yeah. We did see the creator, the Johansson that was in the movie. He's the guy that injects the bomb on Savant.
Yeah.
What does he say? He said go?
He says good dog.
Good dog, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad is it's available on theaters everywhere in the planet. I think. I mean, in the country, in the United States at least, and some other countries there. And it's also available on HBO Max, the whatever they call premiere same day, the one that is fair because you're already paying for subscription and you have the movie. You know, you don't have to pay more, like the mouse with big ears, big pockets, and very greedy. Yeah. But yeah, so Suicide Squad available by James Gunn with great cast. It's available everywhere. So go watch it. Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. The soundtrack was something else. James Gunn, I don't know if he's a musician or if he just loves music, but he always puts like music that makes great albums, later, it's like soundtrack of the movie. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Starting off with Folsom Prison, just chef's kiss perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Let's move on.
Talking about greedy mouses.
Yeah. So Black Widow hasn't done as well as expected at the box office. Theater owners are blaming Disney Plus and the whole Premier Access thing.
Yes.
So is the star, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. What happens is, as we mentioned before and mentioned several other times, Disney has this thing called Premier Access that you can pay. You pay for Disney Plus subscription. You pay more to watch a movie that you could watch at the movie theaters. They did start that with Mulan. I think Mulan was the first one. I think so. Right? So Mulan, and they did that for Raya. They did that for Raya?
Yeah.
Okay. Black Widow. What else?
Those are the only three I can think of.
I think.
Because Luca and Soul.
Luca and Soul was Pixar. Was Disney Plus.
But you could stream them right away.
That's what I'm saying. It was Disney Plus. Anyways, so Disney gets more money from you to watch that movie that is premiere in the movies. So they get you out of the movies, the movie theaters. They keep you at home, but they basically double their money. So one, Scarlett Johansson, a Black Widow star, is suing Disney because, hey, you're not giving me any of the money you're making on the home distribution. And if anything, the money you're making on the home distribution through streaming, you're stealing from the theaters, which I get my money. So if I'm not getting my money there, you're going to have to give me my money here.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is going to change how agents negotiate contracts.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
In the future. This is something that they're going to have to think about, because I don't think this is going to go away. Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
This whole, premiering on streaming services at the same time as in the theater. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, contracts will definitely change after this, but if anything, Disney and ScarJo was on the press talking about it, but Disney was like a good Dark Lord. The mouse said no, what you got is enough.
Yeah, which I mean, if you want to look at it just the numbers. She's getting plenty of money, like ridiculous amounts of money. But I do think it's important to make that point because I don't know, I feel like this is one of those things, it's not just about her. This is going to affect the industry and other actors and not just the big names, but also like the little guys and, you know, the people just starting out and the way that actors are compensated for their work and for what they bring to these films. Like, it matters. It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's getting millions of dollars. Yeah. She's fine.
The malls show no power.
Yeah. Actors need to be paid for their work. So yeah, that's happening.
And then you know, it's also ironic. It's like she's a woman, but she's not getting the latitude.
Yeah, she
for, you know, there's a whole pay gap discussion, and before this, it's like it was kind of dismissed. I mean, I guess you're gonna sue, and let's see if she wins or not. But it didn't get much of attention. You know, it was a news cycle for I don't know a couple of days, and then
yeah.
Emma Stone.
I was gonna say Cruella. That one premiered.
Emma Stone might get the same to the same route because same thing. The movie premiered. So that's another.
Yeah, that was the other one. Premiere Access.
So Premiere Access and the movie theaters. And if anything, I don't want to say anything about the what's the name? Corona. Cruella. Corona's
the other villain.
Vin Diesel's girl. So I don't want to say anything about those fans. I actually never seen any of the dogs movies or the live action for the dogs. I don't know the character very well. I don't know what kind of traction all that has. But for me personally, considering all this, I most likely, I mean, I'm a hard guy to say I wouldn't go to the theaters because I love to go to the theaters. And sometimes you go to the theaters to watch movies that we should definitely not go see in the movies. Like we saw Snake Eyes last week.
Oh, that was such a bummer. That movie should have been like, what? And it was...
The trailer looks so fun, so good. And they wasted another G.I. Joe opportunity.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah. Anyways,
cast.
But I feel like, and I mean, thinking about what I watched during those weeks, I think I was like, hey, maybe. Oh no, I wouldn't watch at home because I would have to pay more. Yeah, but if I didn't have to pay more, I probably would watch at home. So I don't know what kind of traction that movie brings to the actual theaters. But my point is, if it's not a movie like it's a Marvel movie that will bring people to the movies, you know that it's in the past. You just need to check the numbers. For Cruella, I don't know if that kind of movie. I don't know if that movie would keep people at home and completely destroy the box office. You know. Yeah. And in that case, I think Emma Stone have even more of a case against Disney.
Sure. You know what's interesting? I'm wondering about though, like HBO's been doing something very similar, like Warner and HBO. Yeah. Only with
Netflix, Netflix does that, and Netflix does it before everybody else.
Yeah, but I'm saying like HBO, they're premiering or Warner Brothers, they're premiering their films on HBO same days in the theater, only you don't have to pay extra. Yeah. But their movies are doing fine in the box office, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like 1984 and this one and anyway. Like we haven't really heard these same issues.
Yeah, the only movie that didn't do well at the movies, at HBO, the way they do was Zack Snyder Justice League, because they didn't premiere the movie.
Yeah.
But in the other hand, it did like huge on the streaming. But I guess the theater owners didn't want to screen that 4-hour movie because it would be like one screening a day. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so there's this whole debate and lawsuits will be drawn and let's see who wins and yeah, it will definitely change things for the industry, which that is changing quite a bit during these COVID times because, you know.
Yeah, COVID but even just like streaming in general, it's gotten so big, and I guess COVID kind of forced like the theaters into the whole streaming business issue.
But I guess it depends on the company, studio, or distributor, because Netflix does it. Netflix did. We saw the Army of the Dead. They premiered before in the movies, and then they premiered. Netflix basically made the movie for Netflix, and as a bonus, they released it to theaters, and. Apple does the same thing too. We saw Cherry was released in some limited screens. The new Matthew Vaughn movie, Argyle, the spy movie with Henry Cavill and who else? Bryan Cranston. It's like a lot of big names. It's like Apple acquired, so probably gonna do the same thing. Okay.
Well. Let's stick with streaming services for a little while. Amazon is going all in on this whole epic fantasy thing. So Lord of the Rings, they released an image and a date, and the image is beautiful and epic and clearly Middle Earth.
Yeah, it looks like Rivendell.
Yeah, there's some trees. Honestly, I have not read the Silmarillion, which I realize makes me a lesser Lord of the Rings fan, but haven't read it, so I don't recognize anything really so far. But
I mean, from the image doesn't show it. It's
there's a couple trees, and I was reading captions and comments, but there's a couple trees in the background.
Oh, that's right. Yes, there's a tree. Yeah, it looks like the tree of Gondor, but it doesn't look like Gondor. It looks more like
but there's two of them.
Yes, it's the tree of light and the tree of the dark side.
Is that? Yeah. Okay, I think that's a different epic fantasy. But they've also... Oh, do you remember what the date was? Release date?
Yes, it's December.
Yeah? December?
No, I don't remember. No? It's the end of the year, isn't it? Go ahead, check real quick.
It.
Yeah. But so Amazon is investing hard on Tolkien, and they bought MGM, so they have access to all the content and all the intellectual property.
Yeah.
And they're investing hard. A lot of money invested into this show. They already announced. I think the show is gonna be Netflix, right? The Riders of Rohan, is that what they're called?
Oh,
the animation. I can't remember.
I don't remember, but I think
it's Netflix.
Was it?
It's Amazon. Anyways, it's gonna be an animation named something Rohan.
Yeah.
And it also sounds like it's gonna be cool.
September 2022.
Next year.
I know, it's gonna be a long time.
But this year is coming also from Amazon, The Wheel of Time.
Yes, this is coming in November.
Yes.
Another massive epic fantasy.
Yeah, based on books that we didn't read.
Yay! I am working so hard. Well, I'm trying to catch up on books. For some reason I thought the Dune was coming out in December. Just found out tonight it's coming out in October. So I've got to bump up that whole reading list thing, and then I got to read the Silmarillion for Amazon. And anyway.
Yep. I'm rereading Injustice books so I can replay the games because I don't know if you mentioned before, but DC is releasing an animation version of Injustice, Gods Among Us, and they have a lot to. I don't know what if they're gonna adapt the game. I guess adapting the game would be the the easiest, not the easiest, the less complicated route. Because the books, they have 5 years worth of books.
Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Versus a game, which is only 15 hours worth of stuff?
Yes. More or less, yeah. That's flashbacks. But yeah. So, yes.
Stepping back to Disney for a minute, Bad Batch has been renewed for a second season.
So was the Mighty Ducks. Is that called the Mighty Ducks? No. Is it called the Mighty Ducks?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever it's called, I thought it was a fun, cute family series, and so that's fine. And
I think season 1 worked perfectly. I don't think I'll do the second.
Well,
how they get the second? I mean, I guess they can go for nationals and the Olympics. The same route of the movie. Joshua Jackson still need to show up, but
Yeah.
I guess he's too evil now. He's Dr.
Yeah,
Death.
he's busy with the series over on Peacock.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Death.
Yeah.
Anyways, and they've also announced a Halloween special for Lego Star Wars.
Yes, the spooky fairy tales of what's it called?
Terrifying Tales.
Terrifying Tales.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do. Disney exploring the content like they always do. Like they always do like Halloween special and Christmas special for like Toy Story, right? Toy Story is a big one. Shrek, but that's not Disney.
That's not Disney.
But you know, Toy Story has one for Halloween and two maybe, I think.
Really?
Yeah, one of those short ones. And it's not like it's not like a movie. It's like a 20 or 40-minute episode. They show on broadcast TV.
Yeah.
For the kids. It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, now there's going to be Star Wars for Halloween. We already have it for Christmas, so now we have it for Halloween. Netflix is adding games to their monthly subscription.
Yes.
How does that work? Do you have to have like a controller or?
I mean, technically they already do have those interactive movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, now apparently is mobile. You know, I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to play on the TV.
Okay.
It's possible, but yeah, but they will
Interesting.
invest in games, and games shall come, and games shall be played.
Okay.
I mean, if they,
Cool.
if they playable, if they're fun.
Well, that's what one would hope with a game.
Yeah.
Kind of the general idea. Okay, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist has been like really successful, but then was canceled.
Yes, NBC, right? NBC
I think
said,
so.
"Shut up, stop
No
singing."
more singing. No more of this music and interesting, creative, heartfelt storyline. Ugh. But
NBC, was it NBC that canceled that Monahan show? No, that was ABC, right? I can't remember.
I don't remember. But I know what you're talking about.
There was like three
different timelines.
Yeah, it's like so was the kids, the one that was the kids.
Yeah.
And what was so was the family, the one there's the pieces of family, Life in Pieces.
Life in Pieces.
Yeah, there's some shows that's really good. Like I mean, considering they are broadcast TV, they are like fun and well produced and well done, and
they're interesting. Like they're different from the other stuff that's out there. But those get canceled, and then like this really boring stuff. It's like so run of the mill.
Yeah.
Gets renewed.
And they come with some. They come with some woke things that are by all means not creative, but because they are like at the height of the social list.
Yeah.
That stay around. It's when it's something creative, even if it's old school, even if it's like traditional family old stuff, but if it's funny, if it touches you, and that's the main thing about media, if it needs to touch you and affect you in a way that you don't know or feel it being touched. If you know that you're being preached, it's already wrong. But some shows like Zoe that are working their way through metaphors, and even if they want to send a message, whatever message is, through deep metaphors, they work in entertaining, sure. But no, when it comes to a show that start preaching, I was like, okay, click, change channel.
Yeah. Well, either way, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, they are working out a deal with Roku for either a movie or maybe a third season. No?
No. What happens is they're gonna make a movie.
Okay.
It depends. If the movie gets the success they're expecting, they might get a new season.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the plan.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed. I really enjoyed that show. It was good. I laughed. I cried.
Yeah, no,
Good
it was
stuff.
good. I like the girl. I can't remember her name, but she was in a limbo, because I used to watch this show with her called Suburgatory, I think that's what it's called. And it was very, very interesting, very funny. And after the show was over, was cancelled, she disappeared and she popped up. I was like, okay, good. I think she was in some horror movie. But on TV, anyways.
Anyways, NBC will not be airing Ultimate Slip and Slide.
Yes. Ultimate Slip
issues.
and Slide is this like game show competition with people through slip and slides, whatever.
Seems like kind of in the Wipeout family. Of,
Sure, yes, definitely. They had problems with diarrhea. And by diarrhea, I mean diarrhea is not a joke. They had Giardia, is that how you say?
Yeah.
Giardia breakout.
Giardia.
Breakout on the set, and there was this diarrhea everywhere. People sliding into the diarrhea.
Oh no! Oh, it's so gross. Just the visual.
I don't know if that happens. The part of sliding on diarrhea.
But when you say slip and slide and diarrhea, like the two just mesh together.
Because you're holding that together. You're the best
we don't need.
And then you pull your butt down and slide it. You know.
Thanks for the sound effects to go with the visual.
I don't need post for my sound effects. Anyways, so the show was first they would not air this summer. They would air right after the Olympics. So they suspended that, and they finally now they canceled. It's not gonna happen.
Okay. It seems like it's for the best.
On another hand, the Belle and Shepard couple is gonna come out with this new game show that comes right after the Olympic ceremony closing ceremony. It's called Family Game Fight. Is that called?
You know what? I honestly haven't caught the title. I just saw them and some goofiness. Again, that same kind of like sort of slapstick physical comedy game show type thing. There's banana costumes
with
and
the actual family
because
they're married.
So that looks fun. Something else that's very noticeable about the trailers is the entire lack of diarrhea.
Yes.
Not a bit.
That's good.
So,
if there's diarrhea, they eliminate it on post.
Eliminated. All right. Lionsgate has acquired rights for Clerks 3.
Yes, Kevin Smith's trilogy. I mean, I doubt that he planned the trilogy when he started, but the third movie on the Clerks series is coming out. He's shooting right now. Actually, it was his birthday this week, and they celebrated at the set of Clerks 3, and it's gonna come out. It's gonna be interesting. It's like it's close to his heart. It was, his breakout movie and Clerks, and he's finally gonna make a third one. Let's see what comes next for Jay and Silent Bob in front of some store. Yeah,
fun little tidbit about that. He there's one of Silent Bob's like sweatshirt hoodie things that he wears in the original Clerks. Kevin Smith had kept that as like a memento souvenir.
Also because men keep their shirts.
The thing is though, like he gained a ton of weight, right?
Yes.
So it wasn't something to where he had it like in a frame in a case, right? As just a memento. But after like a heart attack, he lost a ton of weight. He's been taking
was it
really
actual heart attack? It was like
or it was like almost a heart attack.
Something like that.
Either way, something really scary happened with his heart that's not supposed to happen. He started taking his health really seriously, lost a bunch of weight, so he pulled it out for, just like, memories. He pulled it on and was like, it actually fits him again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So he's able to wear it for the movie.
It's probably too big for him now because he lost a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight, yeah. He's like
he gained a lot of weight and he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. So he's all like vegan.
He's all vegan.
Healthy.
And he smokes his weed is vegan. It's like,
anyway, so good for you, Kevin Smith. We're rooting for you. Doctor Who is
one last tidbit about Kevin Smith. Masters of the Universe, the new He-Man show is on Netflix. We didn't check yet. We might, but it's causing like people talking about it. Some people loving it, some people hating it.
It does seem polarizing.
And we're gonna check eventually and let you guys know. But Masters of the Universe by Kevin Smith on Netflix.
Cool. Okay, total shift. Jodie Whittaker is leaving Doctor Who.
The Doctorette, the female doctor, number 15, is 15, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Capaldi was 14 and she's 15, right?
Or was he 13?
No. Capaldi is 13, so she's 14.
I think she's 14.
Okay, so
I'm gonna double
14.
check that count.
Let's go. First was Denise Ohalahu. Second was Mike Hasenberg. I'm kidding.
You are
I don't
making
know.
up so much
I don't
stuff
know
right now.
any other doctors but the last 5. Barely. So yeah, they announced that they leaving the show, but they also announced that they're gonna give her one more special, I think.
Oh no, she's 13.
She's 13.
Yeah.
Capaldi was 12? No, that's wrong.
Let me check. No, she's 13.
I thought 12 was Matt Smith.
Yeah. No. There's some like, no wait. Eccleston was 9, Tennant was 10, so Matt Smith is 11, Capaldi is 12, Jodie Whittaker's 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we all wrong.
Whew. Boy, I had to think real hard.
But yeah, so she's leaving, but she's gonna get a less special.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That is a nice thing that BBC does. These, like, their big series, they'll do, like, specials.
I never watched this show, but I did watch some specials. I mean, one special, I think.
Yeah?
And I liked it. I watched
Which one?
The one that, like, they get together. Didn't I watch that with you?
Oh, yeah, the 50th...
It
was, like, the 50th
I
anniversary
don't know. It was, like, one that we see... most of the time we see Tennant and Matt Smith together, but then we also see... It's like... what's it called?
I think John Hurt shows up.
John Hurt, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
the War Doctor.
What's it called? There's something... The Doctor of all doctors. All the Doctors Christmas.
All
all the doctors.
I honestly
all the doctors
don't
go to
called.
heaven. I can't remember.
No.
It was the Day of the Doctor. Is that it called?
That sounds alright.
Yeah.
Day of the Doctor.
Yeah. I saw that one. And yeah.
Either way, so it said the showrunner is also leaving, but I imagine the show's going to keep going. Oh, he left a while ago.
So the next
this is Chibnall. I haven't actually seen any of Jodie Whittaker's stuff yet. I'm kind of behind. But
so
anyway.
if she leaves next year, what means she had 1 season, 2 seasons, you know?
I think it was 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
Like when I say I haven't watched for a while, like it's really been a while. I think I missed the last of Peter Capaldi, and I haven't seen any of Whittaker, so I really can't say. But anyways, that's happening. Let's wrap up with HBO.
HBO will not pick a J.J. Abrams show, which I completely forgot. What was it?
What show?
Can I see your phone here real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But you can talk about this. I cannot research this. Yeah.
Okay, but in the meantime, they're still developing Last of Us. It's getting a huge budget, and they've just cast Anna Torv, who is probably best known for playing Olivia Dunham in Fringe. One of my favorite shows and favorite characters of all time.
And I really liked her in the beginning. The first episode, maybe in the half of the first season, I was like, oh my gosh, this lady's such a generic Uma Thurman. But she grew on me, and I started to love her. And after the show was over, I thought she was like so underused because we don't see her on anything. And
she showed up in a Netflix series, but that's like literally the only other thing I've seen her in.
And there's like the girl from Outlander. It's basically her. They're basically twins.
Yes.
And she hasn't been in more shows and movies than this. It's like, what's going on with Anna? Because, I don't
know. Because she's...
I guess she doesn't want... I don't know. Okay.
But either way, I'm really happy that she'll be in this.
Yeah. Did you see how much the show's going to cost?
I think it was like $10 million an episode.
An episode.
Yeah. So when it's a huge budget.
A lot.
Huge budget.
So, the character she's going to be?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but it's like that lady from the game. You played the game.
Yeah.
So the lady that helps him.
At the beginning.
Yes.
The lady who brings the girl to him.
I'll get you the name in a bit if I find. But what I want to say is the Shining off-shot series called Overlook from Bad Robot is not going forward at HBO Max.
Oh.
They're looking for a new home.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes.
Okay.
What else from HBO? Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And Love Life are renewed. Love Life, right?
Yes.
are coming soon, and yeah.
End of 2021.
Larry's not going anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. PC, what's it called? PC police, whatever. PC generation. Cancel culture. Nothing has power over Larry David. And he'll be back one more time. Yes. With thumbs and braces and, the look. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that guy's so funny.
Anything else?
I think we've covered a lot.
Yes. So that's
all good.
Yeah, we're good too.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave you now. We're gonna watch something.
Yeah.
And next week we're gonna watch Free Guy.
Yes.
The new Ryan Reynolds movie. Yeah, it looks really really fun.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. So in the meantime, you go watch The Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And we'll see you later.
Yeah. We'll see you next week with free guys, free hugs, free meals, and free fun. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.